Following the 2020 NFL Draft, where the Green Bay Packers drafted another quarterback, Aaron Rodgers made it very clear to the media that he intended to finish his career elsewhere. Before the video starts though, we're going to be doing our first giveaway once we hit 100K. All you need to do is take a screenshot of you subscribed with the bell notification on and put it on your Instagram story. Then follow and tag us both for a chance to win an NFL jersey of your choice. The Green Bay Packers find themselves in a pretty interesting spot following the 2020 season. Rodgers has been fantastic for the organization, winning a Super Bowl over the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2011. Now, the two-time MVP looks to make it a third this year following a crazy season. But the road here wasn't an easy one. The Green Bay Packers lost 31-26 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game. It was a battle between two of the greatest quarterbacks to come into the league, between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Of course, as we all know, Tom Brady did not perform great. I mean, he threw for 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, and Aaron Rodgers played pretty well, throwing for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns to 1 interception. But I think the real story of this game is Matt LaFleur not allowing Aaron Rodgers to go for it on 4th down and instead kicking the field goal. I think that ultimately wrapped this game up and allowed the Buccaneers to etch it out, even though Tom Brady's play didn't really grant it. Following the game, Aaron Rodgers sat down in a post-game interview and made it pretty clear that he felt unsure about his future in Green Bay. And now, as of maybe 20 minutes ago of me recording this, tweets did come out about Aaron Rodgers. He went on the Pat McAfee show and made it pretty clear that what he said wasn't definitive and just was trying to say stuff in the moment. He made it very clear that he doesn't want to just leave right away, but he wanted to also make it clear that he knows that his future's uncertain with Green Bay, and it might not all be on Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay might actually be looking for an out from Aaron Rodgers, and it might be a bipartisan thing. Now, where did this all start? Well, it started back in the 2020 NFL Draft when the Green Bay Packers selected Jordan Love. Now, looking at it, you wouldn't think it was a big deal. You would think the Packers are just trying to prepare for their future, but it reminds you about when the Packers took Rodgers while they had Brett Favre. And a lot of people speculated about that. A lot of people thought that's exactly what was going to happen. But unlike the Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers situation, this situation was different. This put a fire under Aaron Rodgers. He had one of the best statistical seasons of his career en route to probably winning the MVP. He had a crazy season. He passed for 4,299 yards and 48 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. I mean, this man is likely the MVP. I don't think really anyone else should be in the conversation. At the beginning of the season, it was all about Russell Wilson, but Aaron Rodgers has really just lifted himself up to be the clear MVP of this season. But it wasn't just this season, though, that he was great. The Green Bay Packers have been a great team since Aaron Rodgers took over as the starter. I mean, some crazy stats is that he's averaged 3,917 yards, 31.6 touchdowns, and 6.8 interceptions as a starter. He's clearly been one of the best quarterbacks in the league for a long time. A lot of people say that he's been overshadowed by some other names that have been in the league: Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, etc. However, it would be ill-advised to say that Aaron Rodgers is not clearly in that discussion as top legendary quarterbacks in the league today. And while he's been fantastic, it is important to note that the Packers just haven't been able to get it done. So it does make you think, does Aaron Rodgers have what it takes to close out? Because as we've seen, he really hasn't. He has not been able to close out with the teams that he's been given. The Packers have remained a top team in the league, no doubt. They are one of the top contenders pretty much every year, and they've actually made the NFC Championship 4 times since winning that Super Bowl, but they've lost every single one of them. I think what's important to note is that Aaron Rodgers also hasn't really been known for having a great relationship with his coaches. I mean, if we just want to talk about head coach struggles, Mike McCarthy certainly had his issues during his time as the Packers head coach. It's kind of astounding to me. It took this guy years to figure out that Aaron Jones was a good football player, that he was good at football. I mean, and now Mike McCarthy is with the Dallas Cowboys, and that's certainly not helping his case for being a good head coach, that's for sure. Then Matt LaFleur comes in, and it seems like a bright future is ahead with Matt LaFleur behind the helm. However, like I said earlier, Matt LaFleur essentially lost the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by kicking a field goal late instead of going for it on 4th down. Personally, I don't know if that's a younger coach thing or if he was just afraid to go for it on 4th. You have one of the best players in the league behind center, and you have a great team, a great offensive team. This is the number 1 scoring offense in the regular season this season. You go for it on 4th down, especially when you're that close. And like I said, the Packers did have the highest offensive scoring team, but I want to make it very clear that the organization as a whole has done a relatively horrible job building around Aaron Rodgers. It's been very clear that Aaron Rodgers has been very good. Aaron Rodgers himself is a good football player and he can make things happen, but the Green Bay organization hasn't really been good. Now that we're here and Aaron Rodgers is looking for another place to call home, it's important to note that Rodgers has 2 years left on his contract with the potential out after 2021. While Rodgers could leave in the offseason, and that always is a potential, if he does intend on coming back, he will be a $37.5 million cap hit for this upcoming season. Now, that makes it tough to trade for Rodgers. He is a 38-year-old quarterback. However, it's Aaron Rodgers, and this man is coming off of an MVP season at 37 years old, a 37-year-old season that couldn't even be compared by Tom Brady. The only comparable season that you could probably pull up is Peyton Manning, who had a hell of a season at 37. Now, there are plenty of teams that would probably really like to get Aaron Rodgers on their team. And the first team that I would bring up, and it seems like I bring up every time we talk about a quarterback, is the New England Patriots. They would make a ton of sense with the type of cap room that they have this upcoming season. And Bill Belichick probably doesn't want to take the time to groom a rookie quarterback. Now, with that being said, Aaron Rodgers has a pretty rough track record with coaches, and Bill Belichick, for lack of better terms, won't take crap from a quarterback, and he will bench a quarterback if it's not the Bill Belichick way. So the chemistry in that situation, I don't know how well that would work out, especially in the Belichick system and the Belichick way of doing things. But another coach that isn't quite as rigid as Bill Belichick is John Gruden, and he could definitely try bringing in Rodgers to the Las Vegas Raiders, since it's been speculated that he isn't really sold on Derek Carr. Now, this would be a good move, and obviously wherever Rodgers goes, he's probably going to elevate the game there. But Derek Carr had a fantastic season a few seasons ago where he was in the talk for MVP before hurting himself before the playoffs. However, since then, the Raiders have been kind of underwhelming, other than a fluke win against the Kansas City Chiefs early this season. And honestly, I think that he would do relatively well there. However, if they couldn't get it done, I'm sure Sean McVay and the Los Angeles Rams would love to get a guy like Rodgers on their team. But in order to do so, they'd have to deal with the burden of sending off Jared Goff first. That would be a tough one, but Jared Goff did struggle this season. I understand he had a thumb injury and all that, but Jared Goff, in my personal opinion, is a liability on this team. You have a really good run game, your defense is amazing, and if you get Aaron Rodgers on this team who can make those deep passes, who can heave it downfield, who can really make the plays, I think that Los Angeles has a chance to be back in contention and go back to the Super Bowl. Now, another team that has seemed to be linked to every quarterback that's possibly available is the Indianapolis Colts. And Rodgers could be in the cards if they really wanted to get him. I'm not sure how realistic Aaron Rodgers to the Colts could be, but if he did land on the Indianapolis Colts, he definitely is in better shape than Philip Rivers was this last season, and this team is definitely in win now mode. It seems that if they don't go for it all now, it's just never gonna happen. They really put all of their hope in Philip Rivers to be their win now quarterback, and if they were to get Aaron Rodgers, that would just elevate the Colts a bit more, and personally, I think that they're a contender with Aaron Rodgers on that team. Now, another scenario is to send Rodgers to the same team that passed on him at the 2005 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are a top team in the league and want to win now. they've tried to make it very clear that they probably want to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo. As we all know, the 49ers ended up taking Alex Smith instead of Aaron Rodgers back at the 2005 NFL Draft. A Rodgers-led 49ers team should have happened 16 years ago. But now, this is clearly a chance for him to go to the team that skipped out on him and take them all the way to the Super Bowl. Like I've said many times before, Aaron Rodgers is clearly one of the best quarterbacks in the league today. Despite his age of 38 years old, Aaron Rodgers still has proved day in and day out that he is a capable quarterback that will be able to lead a team all the way to the Super Bowl. Wherever Rodgers goes is going to be a fun place to watch. So keep your eye out for Rodgers and where he's going to be going, because no matter where he goes, they're automatically contenders. Thanks for watching. And again, if you want a chance to win an NFL jersey of your choice, take a screenshot of you subscribed with the bell notification on and put it on your Instagram story, then follow and tag us both.